Do you feel the vibes?
Hello and welcome back, my sexy subscribers and new newbies. In today's video, we are going to be doing a breakdown of loot from 1 week at Demonic Gorillas. And wait, before I get called out in the comment section below for dropping a loot from a week at X video yesterday, these were all filmed a while ago, actually 1 month to be exact, and it's a little sad that it took me this long to get them out, but do not worry, I did not cheat in this video. Now, when Demonic Gorillas were released with Monkey Madness 2, I thought they were pretty cool. They're a pretty cool monster to kill because the moneymaker, the Zenyte Shard, I believe is how you say it, has a pretty low drop rate for an item that's worth so much. It's actually pretty insane. I could be wrong, but I believe it's like a 1 in 300 drop rate, which just is mind blown for a 12 mil item. But there are two drawbacks to killing this monster, and one is that they become quite tedious over killing them for a while because the combat mechanics and forcing you to switch styles all the time and pay attention to your prayers and what you're doing just makes them not really AFKable, and because of that, you do get tired of killing them. And the other thing that's kind of annoying about killing them is that they have a ton of HP for a monster. They have like 320 health or something per gorilla, but it just doesn't really make sense to kill them sometimes because if you're not getting the Zenyte Shard, then the drops are pretty meh, to be honest. Like, the usual drop is probably like 20k, maybe if you're lucky. And why kill a Demonic Gorilla with really good gear and 320 HP for a 20k drop when I can just go to Revenants with my blowpipe and get a 50k drop, you know? It doesn't make a ton of sense, and Revenants have like 100 health. So those are the two drawbacks to killing the monster. But I just thought we'd get all this out of the way before we really broke down the video and started going over the stats. Now, as you guys know, I shoot these videos on a week-to-week basis. So I kill a monster in game for a week, and then I come back with all the loot and show you guys. So for this week, I want to say that I had a pretty average week or a slightly easy week. I spent around 13 hours killing Demonic Gorillas this week. So nothing too heavy, but nothing too extreme. I say I got around 25 kills per trip, and it took me anywhere from 45 to 60 minutes. I started with a 229 kill count and finished with a 589 kill count. So I ended up getting exactly 360 kills during this week, which I think is pretty good for a casual player like myself. Something to note is that I did not get a shard in my first 229 kills, which were like a year ago, but as you will see in a bit, RNG Jesus definitely blessed me in these last few kills and gave me the drop rate I deserved. In the background, you'll be seeing a sped up version of one of my trips in case anyone wants to see how I'm doing my trips or wants to learn if they already don't know how to kill Demonic Gorillas efficiently. And with that being said, let's hop into my average inventory and my gear setup. Now, on an average inventory, I like to take 1 combat pot, 1 ranging pot, which you only use 2 doses of each, but that means 1 pot will last you for 2 trips. I also like to bring 5 to 6 prayer pots, but the hard thing about bringing prayer pots is to know how many you should take because the Demonic Gorillas actually have a chance of dropping a few 3-dose prayer pots, and if you end up getting 2 drops of prayer pots during a single trip, then you're going to have too many, and if you don't get any drops during a trip, then you're not going to have enough. So I would say on average that I found 5 or 6, depending on how good you are at flicking, is what ended up being best for me. For the rest of my inventory, I like to bring monkfish because they heal nicely and are nice and cheap compared to sharks, but it's also nice to note that gorillas occasionally drop sharks, which can definitely aid in some of your trips. Lastly, I would like to state that I'm 99 combat stats and I have 94 range as of shooting this video. For gear, I brought a blowpipe, archer ring, and Ava 3-way switch, and I wore a whip, Dragon Defender, Barrow's gloves, Berserker ring, Dragon boots, Varrock plate skirt, Carol's top, Fury, Fire cape, a blessing, and a Helm of Nez. Now, I didn't have an arc light or a dark light or whatever the new weapon is that's way more efficient for killing Demonic Gorillas, and I also didn't have access to a bludgeon because of the cost, but I ended up using a whip and it worked just fine. One last thing to note before we hop into that juicy loot tab is that I didn't keep track of my supplies, but I would guess that all in all it cost me 1 mil. Now let's switch over to that juicy loot tab, which you now see on screen, And boom, we're sitting at a nice 35 mil and 360 kills. Not bad, not bad at all. That is around 100k per kill. Now, I got extremely fortunate at Gorillas this week, I think. Not only did I get 2 shards, which are like a 1 in 300 drop rate, but I also got 2 tails, which are a 1 in 1500 drop rate. Too bad I didn't have that luck when I killed Zara or something, but hey, I'm not complaining. Now, if you take how many gorillas I've killed total, which is 600, that's actually exactly the drop rate that you should be getting. So this video isn't like insanely lucky. Now, as you can also see in the loot tab, we got plenty of rune items, dragon skims, herbs, seeds, and bars. One thing that is not here as usual in these videos are the runes, but do not worry, I will be showing you those in a bit, and I will definitely be adding those to the cash jack at the end. Also, one more cool thing to note before we move on is that I actually also got 2 spirit seeds, which will be nice for that farming XP. I didn't even know they drop spirit seeds, but it's kind of a cool drop to get. Also, you're about to see the final cash jack, as I said, about 35 mil. That is a fat cash jack and not bad at all for 1 week of casual playing. And I'm just going to add some final thoughts here on the gorillas in general. Is one, that the gorillas are fun, but you have to get rune light. It makes it like 10 times easier, and in my opinion, it also made it a lot more enjoyable because the trips just went easier and the monster was easier. And I know some of you guys think that's cheating, but if rune light is out there and people are taking advantage of it, you might as well take advantage of it too. And the last thing I want to note is that I am definitely ready to move on to another monster. Demonic gorillas are fun, don't get me wrong, and they're definitely worth doing to hang in there to get those Zenyte shards to just kickstart your bank, especially if you're restarting like myself. But they do, as I said, just get tedious, and I don't want to see another gorilla for literally 12 months. As always, guys, if you are enjoying the daily uploads, the channel, the content, please show some support down in the comment section. Leave a like, a comment, subscribe, and without further ado, have a great day, have a great week, and look forward to another video tomorrow. Peace!